Hey, how's it going guys? Today I'm going to show you how to make this amazing sketch effect you just saw in the little image before. So I'm just going to jump straight into this. This is a really cool effect. I've used this for a load of things. I'll do some more tutorials like this as well, just to let you guys know on Photoshop. Just comment anything you want me to do and I'll try my best to make it. But anyway, what we're going to want to start off with is an image like this. Images that have no background, like PNGs, are much better to use than images with background for this effect, just because there's not as much detail in the background, obviously, because there is no background. But anyway, let me just jump straight into this. So basically, I have a picture of a Lamborghini. It's a nice car, so I thought I'd use it. I just got rid of the background because the background was black and I've just got a white background, simple as that. So the layer 1 is the picture of the Lamborghini. It can be called whatever you want. It doesn't have to be called layer 1, obviously. So what we're going to want to do is click the image and we're just going to drag down here, this layer, and we're going to hover it over where it's new layer here. You can just press Ctrl J, duplicate, but this is how I do it, so you can just do that, bam. That'll make a copy of the layer. Now what you want to do is add a layer mask and set it to black and white. We don't need the properties here, so just click off that. Now what you're going to want to do is go to the layer 1 copy and change it to color dodge. Now what that does is it just changes the contrast a little bit. So now what we're going to want to do is on layer 1 copy, we're going to want to invert the colors, which is Control I or Command I on Mac. So Control I, there we go. Now all you'll be left with is basically just an outline of this. You won't be able to see much of it, which is good. So now we're just going to add a Gaussian blur. So click filter, go to blur, and Gaussian blur here. As you can see, now we're left with an outline of the vehicle, basically of the image, and depending on the image you have, if you increase, obviously it'll be more like the original, and if you don't, then it'll just be blank. So I like to go around 3, where you've got quite a bit of detail, not really much shading though. You just want basically a plain outline but a bit of shading so that you've got the detail everywhere, because obviously if we go too low we can't see it that much. If we go too high we can see a bit too much. So I'd like to put it around 3, but just change it depending on the image you use. So we're going to click OK, which is good. Now what we're going to want to do is go back to the original image we had, which was layer 1 for me, and press Ctrl J, or do what I did at the start where you drag it down. So I'm just going to press Ctrl J. There we go, we have a copy 2. Now you're going to want to move this to the top. Remember, you can just drag it, or you can press Ctrl and square bracket keys to move forward and down, but obviously you guys should probably know that already. So we've got this at the top now, and make sure this layer copy 2 or whatever it's called for you is selected, the one that's still in color, and we're going to want to desaturate, which is if we go to image adjustments, desaturate is here, or we can press Ctrl Shift U, as you see, like that, pretty easy. And now we're going to go to filter gallery, and we're going to go to the sketch folder. You can zoom out on the little preview so you can see better, and as you can see it's already looking great. So we're going to select charcoal and change the charcoal thickness. I like to have it on 1 because it just looks way better. Details set to about 4 and 5, there's not really any difference. And light dark balance is much better when it's around the middle, so I put it around 50. Just change it to whatever your image is, click OK, and there we go. That's pretty good, but we can get slightly better. So if we change the blend mode right here to multiply, there we have it. That is the sketch effect on Photoshop. If you guys want to take it to another level, you can get a brush like this, change it to a really small size, make it black and change the opacity, and get in and start colouring yourself. As you can see, you can't tell that there was done by me. So if you lost any detail anywhere, for example if you were doing a face, maybe you lost detail in the eyes, you can just zoom in and just start colouring yourself. But as you can see, I quite like how it looks already. So that is it guys, that is as simple as that. That's how you make a sketch effect in Photoshop.